Alrighty, everybody. Welcome back. Nice to see everyone. What you guys been up to? Any big art adventures, anybody? Any art explorations at home?
Recently went to the Hilbert.
The Hilbert Museum. What do they have right now?
They have a pastel and a watercolor.
They have some amazing watercolors. A lot of old Disney conceptual artists doing their own stuff. Some really cool stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's yeah. So it's totally free, right? Yeah. So
big parking structure.
Yeah.
Just half a block away.
So she's talking currently about the Hilbert Museum. You guys want to run it down? Oh, here. I got my pens right here. No. Yeah, so the Hilbert Museum, guys. I'll write it down so you can see it. Hilbert Museum, there it is. Check it out. So the Hilbert Museum, very local, maybe 20 minutes from here. You won't have to go all the way out to LA. If you live around Orange County, like the city of Orange, Fullerton, kind of area, it's really not far. They have some really amazing work there. So cool. And then did someone else say they've been up to some? Oh, okay. Oh yeah. I'm sure everyone loved your work. Yeah, it's a good time for sure. Yeah. What?
I had a jigsaw piece, repainted my grandson.
Huh.
So I had to trace it, cut it, make 4 layers, and then color it in.
Oh, cool. So you made your own jigsaw piece?
Yeah.
Do you have pictures or do you have it?
No, it's still at home. I have to repaint it again because he wasn't satisfied with the shape.
How big is it?
It's probably one of those 1,000-part pieces.
It's like a micro painting sort of thing.
Well, it's a jigsaw, and we lost one of the pieces, so it's a 1,000-piece puzzle, so I had to replace it.
Oh wow! Oh, that's so cool. So you did like some crazy color spotting and
Well, I have to make it look as close as possible to the spaceman.
wow, that's a cool project. I love that. That sounds like a good time. Well, personally, I went over to Palos Verdes, and there's just so many spots over there to paint. It's really lovely. If you guys ever want a nice drive, it might be a drive, but it's a really nice, relaxing, peaceful drive. But I went over to like some rich area, found a little spot off to across the street from some mega mansion, and there was like the perfect tree with a perfect amount of shade, and I just sat there for a good couple hours painting. Here, I'll pull up the image, kind of show you.
How long a drive was it?
Well, coming from Long Beach, it was maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but it felt like I wanted it to be longer.
So pretty.
Yeah, it was super pretty. Come on now. There we go. So I did this painting here.
Right along, if you go along Highway 1, like where you go past all the beach shores, there's some like gorgeous scenery, and right around Dana Point.
Yeah. So this was kind of my view, and so I kind of just captured just the subtlety of the blues and the reflections of the water, and there's a bunch of like algae and stuff, and you can see like all the land masses across the way. There it was. See my whole little setup there.
Can we see your setup again?
Sure. So I had a little like book stand on a tripod, and then there's my little paint kit that I have, just like I have in class. And then there's all my brushes and everything. And I just camped out, painted the beautiful scenery. Check this out. I was like watching the birds flying by and stuff. Staying in one place and painting something, you'll realize how alive the world is and how much things change by just staying in that one place that you would never be able to get from an image on your phone. Never ever will you know that seagulls will fly by sometimes, or a random roadrunner, or even a terrifying snake. That can all go into your painting, and telling those stories is so essential in your art as well. So I'm teaching you all these things. I'm showing you a lot of images online. These are all of other people's stories. I really hope that you guys yourselves will go out there at some point and tell your own stories of your own locations, whether that's with your own photos or whatnot. But all these tools that I'm showing you, I'm sure can be brought into your own work. And I really hope that you explore your own work. Speaking of your own work, we also have the annual Autumn Art Show. And if anyone's watching at home, let me know how the sound is going, because last week was bad. But we got September 13th through 14th. So that's this Saturday. Okay, yeah, just mute it. It sounds good though. I can hear it.
I think Saturday's the take-in for the art.
Yes.
For Sunday.
So there's the entry fees. If you're part of the Art League, which is a great way to get connected with your community of artists, which is so essential to keep you going. I mean, you guys have this here, so at least you have this community. It's $15 for non-members, which in reality is so cheap. Most of these places, like some of these places will charge like $30, $90, something crazy like that. So $15 is really not bad. And show winners may display their work at the Cypress Art League Gallery. And I hear people selling their work too. People connecting with other artists or people who are just wanting to see the other art, and they're like, I love that, and you can sell it, and it's a great feeling having your work sold, even if you're ripping yourself off. It just feels good that, hey, somebody likes your artwork, even though you think it's garbage and it's not perfect, and it's not quite there. That's okay, but other people like it and they see something in it. So throw your stuff out there. Don't be afraid to be seen. Don't be afraid to fail, because you probably won't. So the times, let's see here. Oh, here it is. So pickup hours 8:30. That's for winning. Sorry. Submission. Oh, here. Artwork drop off. So Saturday 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And then they have public viewing from 12 to 4 p.m. and then reception and awards 14th at 4 p.m. So it's just really, it feels really good to have your stuff show. I mean, maybe I'll throw some stuff in there, but here they have different divisions. So they have beginning through advanced. So maybe that's what you feel like, but
Could I just take a picture of that one?
yeah, sure. This is all on the YouTube page. You can check this out. This is on the link, so you can take a screenshot, watch this anytime. This is all public. But you can see here, in the first place, you get $50. But if you sold it, yeah, now we're talking. You probably sell it for like 100. People see something for like $170. If it's really small, it'll be sold. It'll be gone. But I mean, if you do something more personal, you could give it some ridiculous price, and then nobody will buy it, and you can keep it all for yourself.
For like $100 one, like what size?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Look at that. $15, 15% commission. That's nothing. Most of these places will take more than half. This is a crazy deal. This is a good art show. And so there's the little you can register online right there, cyprusartleague.com. I've had issues with the website, so I don't know. I'm sure they'll have everything you need when you go. Yeah. Did you submit anything?
No, I called them up though,
Yeah.
because I wasn't sure I could make it on Saturday, and I wanted to see if you could bring it the day before, but it has to be Saturday, so
Okay.
I don't know if I will. I have a meeting I was gonna submit it.
Yeah. Yeah, you should.
Not now though.
That's fine. No, yeah, I'm so excited. I want to do it myself. So I'm gonna take a picture of myself.
If we sell like
Just
an
have to wake up
original
early.
though, do we lose the right to like do it again, like the legal right because we sold it?
What's your question?
So a lot of artists only sell prints because if they sell the original work that they did, like you can lose the legal right, like basically a copyright on it, or like you lose the right to reproduce.
As a beginning artist, it's very unlikely, especially at this venue, that it's gonna be stolen. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Yeah, if you were selling, maybe if you were trying to show off a product or something that somebody could potentially sell with, then that would probably be something to worry about. But if you're just showing a painting of a flower or I don't know, whatever personal story, I wouldn't worry about it. Most artists, I don't know of any artists who copyright their work to sell it. Just get your stuff out there. Don't overthink it. It's so important. Okay, so this is yours. I'll keep that there for you. Okay, so today we're going to be focusing on some. We're gonna be doing a few little thumbnails, I think. Yes.
From what I understand, all you have to do is sign it, put the lyric, circle C, and send an extra copy of it. Because there's so much art out there.
Really? Okay.
But I would check online.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's true still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a lawyer in there, well, our class, and someone teaches and sell stuff to like companies, and you actually have to go and, they'll assign your number. That's good though, if they don't know any better, like, that they don't check out the C, but they could actually still, like, take it as theirs. Cause she used to sell her stuff, so she had things are copied,
Mm.
and she,
Right now, we're going after AI, we're standing art online.
oh, yeah, and books too, so, yeah.
I don't know.
Russ will keep you appraised.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just not gonna let that stuff stop me. Like people, if they're genuine people and you want them to buy your work, they're not gonna do that stuff. That's what I think.
It'll evaluate you.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I haven't had that issue yet. Maybe it's something to look into.
Have you sold a lot of stuff?
I've sold a good handful. Last show that I did, I sold all 3 works that I showed. And it was cool. It was a good feeling. And I would rather someone do that and steal my work than not sell it at all or not show it at all. It was an awesome experience. All right. So,
What kind of prizes can you get for like, let's say, 16 by 20 or?
all right. For this event,
Yeah.
it's all there. You can look at it
You don't
more in
have
depth.
To try and sell it. If you-
People's budgets are usually around or below 100. I think at this venue maybe even less. If you have it at $30 or $40, people would be like, "Oh, I actually can afford that," and they'll be quick to buy it. But just talk to the vendors, talk to the people working there. They know the people that are there more. So listen to them. Kind of, if you're really wanting to sell it, or if you're just wanting to show it.
Yeah, because if you have a canvas and do paintings, the 30 or 40 bucks isn't really gonna cover your material. But if you use something like the watercolor paper, you frame it, and you're kind of good with that price, because you'll make some money. 'Cause it's-
Right.
Buy more stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get started. So if you have any more questions about this actual thing, take some pictures, read it through, show up, just talk to them. They have more answers than I do. Yeah, so let's get into it. Today we're gonna be doing a little bit of drawing, and then we're gonna get into painting. We're gonna explore my favorite thing, thumbnails. Woo, thumbnails! Those excited faces out there. We love thumbnails. It is great. It's the best tool. All right, so here we go. Share my screen. Or window. We'll just do screen. Okay. Okay. So, here we go.
There was like an ocean when you brought it.
This is a good one. Yeah. The ocean. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna look at this one. I'm gonna just throw this one away. This is annoying. I don't like the videos. The videos are opening image. There we go. Cool. We're gonna work with this guy here. So that's also on the Pinterest. There we go. It's the same Pinterest. So it's just go to the Pinterest. It's I've already pinned it. There's a whole bunch of images we'll be working from today.
How do you save those? I mean, is the whole thing saved? can get to
So
it without going back to the email.
so if you have Pinterest
Mhm.
on your
Yeah.
phone, you can save the whole.
I don't have it on my phone, I have it on my iPad at home.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you can save the whole thing. Let me see.
Cause I was like saving each one individually,
Yeah.
and I thought, there's gotta be a better way.
If I use gouache with my watercolor, I brush before I run it.
No. Gouache is the same as watercolor. It's just opaque. So wait a second. Wait, is this not on there? So yeah, just okay, so it's the same. It's the same. Yeah, so it's the same link. So Sketch Paint F25, and then here is the image that we are going off of. So got a lot of neutrals today, and we're gonna start off with just drawing, and this drawing here, this is gonna be a thumbnail. Oh, shoot, I need to show that. So okay. Okay. Let's go here to here to here. Beautiful. Huh? Yeah, so I'm gonna get sketch paper, drawing. Start off with the drawing today.
Little one or my- like it, my big stick?
Thin paper. This is gonna be real scratchy stuff. You're gonna scribble and stuff. It's nothing pretty.
How are you using that?
I'm gonna be using my Micron pen. You can use anything. You won't need to erase.
I just got it.
Alright. Cool. So just wondering from a show of hands, who is familiar with the idea of thumbnail painting? Yes. Experience, yeah, no? Okay, well, thumbnails are the biggest and greatest tool that artists use today that we haven't yet used in this class, which is too bad. But when you're making a thumbnail, the name comes from your thumb, about being the size of your own thumb. That could be a size of a thumbnail. Thumbnail can be a little bit bigger, but I wouldn't say it's anything bigger than a business card. These are meant to be small because we're going to be working within that constraint. Because great art comes from great constraint, right? Great creativity comes from great restraint. If you only have flour and sugar in the kitchen, you're gonna make pancakes. I don't know. You make it happen. I don't know. Maybe you'll make glue. But hey, you just made something out of flour that you would otherwise not have because you're creative, because that's all you have. You have less. So we're gonna work with less today. So with this little square, this is gonna resemble the paper that I'm gonna be working with, which in this case, my paper is really skinny. So I'm gonna go ahead. In fact, I think I'll probably split this in half. Yeah. I think I'll try to do 2 paintings today. And when I split it in half, shoot. I'm gonna work on this surface here, so it's gonna be cut in half here. So I'm gonna try to do 2 paintings today. See how it goes. Yes, so this is watercolor paper. I'm just kind of preparing it for later so that I can understand what is that shape that I'm going to be working with later on? So, like that.
I mean, your whole setup here.
Oh, this thing?
Yeah, because I'm just.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It's straight for us, I think it's a little.
Okay, so just a little bit.
Can you put it backwards? Can you put it back? Yeah, that's not.
All right. Is that okay with you guys? Is that okay? All right. Is that good? Okay. It's a little tricky. All right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and split this up into two. Again, there we go. So I got one painting and two. And now I know that it's gonna be tall and kind of skinny there. So I can kind of make something that's close to that. Maybe I can trim it off. And thumbnails are all about quantity and not so much quality. We are not looking for details. We're not looking for every strand of grass. We're looking for groups. We're looking for big blocks. And how are those blocks going to fit into our composition, which is to say composition being how are things going to fit into our puzzle, right? So when we look at this image here to the right, or the one that I showed online, I can kind of throw that into the chat there.
You got a rectangle and then you've got a little square. Wouldn't the thumbnail be the same proportions as the original thingy? No?
See, now that's where we're going to have a little fun today. So that's why I chose this image, because there's just so many little images in this one scene. Now, when you're out in nature, you don't have just the ocean to look at. You don't have just the tree to look at. You have everything. The world is a very complicated thing. So it's about kind of choosing where you kind of place your vision or even place your elements. Elements being this big block of grass over here. Can I see the mouse moving? So there's a big block of grass. See how much it takes over that land there? And then you have this hill over here that kind of goes down. That's one big block. That's all you kind of need to know as far as these thumbnails are concerned. You don't need to know how many bushes. You don't need to know how many leaves are in this tree or what even that texture is of the tree. You could definitely simplify it. It's all about breaking things down super simply. So when I draw this in this shape here, this shape, I can place, maybe I just want to do this hillside over here. Or maybe I just want to do this bush over here. You know, you can kind of move things around, or maybe you want to do it tall, you know. So, or maybe you want to move around the elements or exaggerate and change things around. So I'm gonna look at the hills here, and I'm just gonna kind of draw those hills first that I'm just gonna see. I'm gonna do them up really high, and there's another hill over there. There's a really big shape of trees over here. And then there's another hill over here. And then there's like a big grassy thing over here. And this down there. Yeah, I'm just using the pen here. All right. And I can kind of look at the groups of the trees, or maybe I'll even look at the groups of the shadows themselves. And I can use those quick little like hash marks to mark out where do I want those shadows to be. So this kind of like the little mid-tones there. There's one thumbnail. And that was quick, right? And that's how long it should take. I mean, maybe less, sometimes more. But I'm not worried about the grass. I'm not going to start drawing out every single thing of grass. No. All I'm going to worry about is the areas in which that grass will be. I kind of forgot that bush there. You can take things out of the original if you want. Maybe you don't like the bush. I'm going to do it again. And then this time, maybe I'll give it more sky.
So
You know?
I see some people who do realism and they actually take a ruler and they measure everything and then they, by proportions onto their page.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting how people work. There's so many different ways to do things. Definitely good to explore how people work.
This one's funner.
I think so. That's why I do it. And it's a bit more freeing. You can tell more of your own personal feelings, like if you get a picture with more sky versus a picture with more land, you got two different stories going on. Maybe you're more interested in getting out and you need the free space and you're looking at the sky or you're looking at the endless horizon of the water like I was. That guy needed the space. Long Beach is the craziest place. But maybe you've had enough endless land and you're tired of it and you're really interested of all those complex and wild forests. And that's the stuff that you want to show off, You can kind of tell different stories in that way. Maybe I like this a little bit better, even though it's simpler. Complicated doesn't mean that it's better. So I'm going to draw a few more times. Maybe you could try 5 different compositions of the same image. You could get more and more stories from this. So explore that, all right? Do 5 different compositions. Try it horizontally, try it vertically. And just move things around, elaborate on things. See if you find a story in there. Have it be your own. And notice those big blocks of shadows. Let those shadows be shapes as well.
Are we gonna color these in or paint them?
These ones are not to be colored in. These will be painted over here. So. Got like a half dead pen, but I like it. Sometimes art materials start dying or they start getting messy, and let that be like a marinating. I heard this in a video that I was watching. This girl was showing off her palette. It looked like mine. It was a mess. But she said that this was marinated. And I love that. Yeah, so it's marinated. So I oftentimes will use some of these old colors. Like I mix these grays. Literally the most helpful little mixture over here is just having some grays to pluck from at any time. And when you're done with your 5, put a little star next to one of them that you like. Or maybe even 2. I think this one will be for, I don't know. This one's really good too. Just for examples, maybe I'll do this one. I don't know. This one's kind of cool too. If you can't decide which one's your favorite, you can do one more.
Oh, my goodness,
I did one where I just cut off the grass and just
Mhm.
did like, went with the bushes, starting with the bush line. It's kind of cool.
That's cool. I'm excited to see where it goes.
I think that grass adds a lot to it, 'cause the yellow against the purple,
Uh-huh.
beautiful.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. I love it when I see it in nature, that kind of half sun and half shadow. It's like dramatic, very good. I mean, I kind of had it on for a quick second, but there was a picture of that guy fishing at the beach. I took that picture. Yeah, that I painted that spot in person, and actually sold that one. Somebody was watching me paint, and they're like, "Hey, I want to buy it. Let me buy it from you." Yeah, when you're out there painting in public, like, people will come up, and if they like it, they'll want to buy it, or you could always offer. Yeah, like I was over at Cal State Long Beach, over at the Zen, was it the Japanese gardens over there?
Oh,
And they didn't let me in, and I was like, "What the?" And they're like, "You need a reservation." And I was like, "Fine." It's like, "When's the nearest reservation?" They're like, in 2 hours," and I was like, "Okay." And so I just kind of like walked around, and there's like this shack in the back where like all the workers would like hang out and stuff, and it had so much character to it. And I was like, I love it. And so I sat out there and I painted it for a good hour. And the workers came out afterwards, and they drove by and they're like, "Hey, can we see what you're working on?" And I was like, "Of course."
What kind of paint were you using?
It was gouache. Yeah. And they loved it, and I was like, "I'll sell it to you," because it's like I know it's like personal to them. But then I had like some personal drawings on the back, and I was like, I gotta keep these. So yeah, like girlfriend drawings and stuff like that. I was like, this has got some memory to it. I didn't want to get rid of it, but I kind of should have. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, you should have. That's fine." Uh,
That's smart to sell now. And most of the people I know who do art, like they have it all in their home, they have it in storage, and
Mhm.
they can't part with it.
After you do so many, and yeah, like some are closer to you, some are less. But I don't know.
I have a bunch of them in my storage.
Yeah. Hmm. All right, you guys ready to get painting? How are we feeling? Still working? It's fine.
I like the last one a lot.
Oh, you said 5, right?
Yeah, 5, at least 5.
I spent more time on the first 2, so the last one's.
Maybe I should time you guys, Because we really shouldn't be erasing. It should just be a scribble and an idea and move on to the next one. This should be something quick and thoughtless, maybe thoughtful. Yeah, because it's all about planning here. It's about kind of arranging something, see how it looks, draw it down, look at it, and be like, what if this went there? What if this was bigger? What if this was smaller? Play around with the scale of things. See if you can find lines that maybe can point to something that's important in your drawing. What stands out to you? How can you emphasize that? By changing the image in your own way or moving around that little square in that image.
Do you ever work in charcoal or pencil?
I've worked in charcoal, but I mean, I like pen just because you can do that.
You can do that after you put hairspray on it. or
It's so
you can-
stinky. It's hard for me to get out once I start working. But yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I'm so used to doing animal stuff like with the shading.
Yeah,
But
you could totally use that. Yeah, bring it. Whatever you're comfortable working with. Yeah, that's why in the like you could use like colored pencil if you really wanted to. I mean, I probably wouldn't say do it in full color. Like I love using Prismacolor just to draw a thing because I can get that kind of shading down.
You have to be careful never to drop one though.
Well, these are thumbnails. You can mess up on them.
Prismacolors,
Yeah.
if they can break,
Oh, they can break.
yeah.
I haven't had too many problems. I'm pretty aggressive with it.
I have a real old set.
Oh, that might do it.
once you draw them in the library extension side, like if you step on them or draw them or give them like to a kid to use. But like before you do that, like they're good.
Yeah, well, I tried to put them in the microwave for like 5 seconds and then fuse them back together because they are a kind of a wax base.
I know that.
Mm.
I haven't tried it though, so don't quote me on that.
Tricky. I know. Yeah.
They're desperate.
I hate to see
Work
someone
now.
have an accidental fire.
No. I have a more you can see. So here's the first two.
I was able to find Rembrandt oil color pencils. They were the most gorgeous things I ever found, and now they're like they sell them in Europe all the time, but they're too expensive. Like that one, but they were the best thing I ever used. But like they just blended and.
Lower the
Yeah.
horizon, guys. Lower that horizon. Raise it up. See how that's changed.
They were like really deep color. Did you ever use those? The Rembrandt? I looked them up, like the same company that does Van Gogh here, it's just Rembrandt in Europe. But like this was just at like I think it was like maybe a Michael's or something, they had it, it was the only time they had a store. And it's like I kept trying to find more of that. So I finally found them online, but they were way expensive. So I spent like $35 like 20 years ago, and I was like, oh, no, that's too much money. Now they're like 150 or 200. Yeah, like, there's no way. There's no way.
Because we're not gonna just for.
Yeah, they got ridiculous, yeah.
Right
Oh, no, when you use them, lay on the color, really smoothly, really easy. And it was like this tea bridge, almost like it's oil color. It was gorgeous, like it was, like I used them up. Really,
There it is. Captures a little trick.
I mean, I got the Van Gogh watercolors for like my one class. It came out beautiful. I was surprised, Like this is, okay, this is like cheating, right? I didn't have my, yeah, but the colors were gorgeous, like even the frame. Yeah. And then, just like pretty, right? Cheap watercolors, and then I had,
Yeah, very good. That's my problem.
Really good.
Although I like the
Alright, keep rocking. If that's what you're doing.
I think it has, I have it on my iPad.
Very good. You got a finger?
Oh, so that's better. I like my clouds.
Ooh, it's a beautiful day of fun. They're gone now. Shoot. They were out there for
I'm a
sure.
cloud
Oh,
person.
Let me show you mine in this, I was showing off my other. There we go. Right after. And this
Good,
one's-
good. Tell me about the big blocky shapes. How are you gonna move those around? Awesome. Yeah, yeah.
What I see is you thinking and simply thinking. That's really good.
It's good.
Yeah, so, alright. So I'm gonna get into it. Shall we? So, let's do it. I chose to do this one, so mine's gonna be horizontal. The colors should be around the same, and I'm gonna show you kind of how to get some nice neutral yellows and warm yellows using some brown, burnt sienna, ultramarine, maybe even a bit of violet or grays. I really like using gray when I'm doing some like deserty stuff too. But violets would be good too. Yes. Oh, should we start with the watercolors? I'll do two. All right. I'll start off with watercolors. I split up my paper in half, but my paper is this size. So this is a 12 by 8. So these little guys are about postage size, like postage size. Here we are. Okay. Okay. And I'm gonna actually I'm gonna continue using my Micron pen here. Commit. But I'm not really gonna worry too much about the shading or anything like that. All right, so mine's gonna be wide. This is gonna be drawn in here. So keep an eye on the reference, guys, and keep an eye on your little drawing here, and play around with your lines, and bigger shapes. You don't want to be drawing down every single tree. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trees or something like that. Instead of doing all those individual trees that you might know exist, actually pay attention to what you're seeing. Because when you really look at it, you can see there's just one really big shape here. There's the light hitting in that section right there, in that shape. And then there's this big oblong shadow here. And that's all you kind of need to worry about. There's one little shape there. Now you could break it down even bigger if you wanted to. See, there's a line there and a line there. It's just 3 little groups of trees. And you could even break it down even more. You could say, maybe I just want that one line. Forget about this middle guy. See what things you can take out to make your life easier. that's what art's all about. Making your life a little bit easier by just ignoring certain things to bring out other things. All right, so let's do it. So, and I also have my drawing here to help me out. Yeah, so let's do this. So I'm gonna kind of start off here, kind of messing around with my lines here. Kind of a lot of broken lines going on. Ooh, we can't see nothing. There we go. And I'm gonna, I always kind of pay attention to, you know, where are things starting and ending in my picture here. Ah, shoot. I'm skipping a step. I'm sorry, y'all. What can be really helpful for you guys if you're having a hard time kind of seeing where everything is by splitting up your image into thirds. So there's my image. Really lightly. There's thirds, there's thirds, there's thirds, there's thirds. They have this in cameras built in on your phone. But you can see there, right up close, how I split it up into 3. And that little thirds, I can kind of mark down on my tape so I can just wipe it away later. There's a third, there's a third. Roundabout. Doesn't need to be exact. There's a third, there's a third. About third and a third. All right, so kind of see, you know, where things start, at least, where things maybe possibly end, and make changes as you go. Don't remember these thumbnails and this picture is not law. You can change it around. So I'm gonna start doing some straight lines or whatever.
First, you try to make the aspect ratio of your thumbnails the same as your canvas.
Yes. Yes. Maybe you missed it. It's okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought I mentioned it, but okay. No worries. We'll just keep on going, learn from our mistakes. That's what this painting class is all about. But not dwelling on them. There we go.
Mhm.
So if you do it like this, you're gonna have the perspective go right into it, right?
Well, so this is more about atmospheric perspective and kind of building that up through layers. So I have multiple layers of mountain ranges going on here.
So did you say in gouache you started with the darkest colors first?
Start with the middle colors,
The middle colors?
the very middle colors that are a little bit murkier. And then you work your way brighter. I mean, you work your way darker and you work your way brighter. But sometimes artists are different. So if you want to explore, just pay attention to what order you do things and what works for you. But I find that, if you're using some cheaper gouache out there, like maybe, like the cheap stuff, then maybe use the lighter stuff first. That's gonna help you out, kind of preserving the brighter areas. But try everything once. Some artists will start from that middle and work dark and then go light, like me. Some artists will go from lightest to darkest. Cool.
Is it working out?
I think so, everyone. You good? All right. Thank you so much.
It gives so much definition, more definition than the old one.
Good.
Like it's easier to see everything.
That's huge. That's awesome. This is also gouache. I'll just use that. Whatever. Okay, so let's get into it. So I'm actually going to be starting off here with a wash. So I'm going to get a really big brush here with some water. And I'm going to go ahead and wash this out. Get it nice and wet. Avoid puddles. I'm going to start with watercolors. So if you gouache people out there want to, I'm gonna do 2 pictures today. So one is gonna be with watercolors, one's gonna be with gouache. So, but both of them will have a wash of color. So, for this color here, I'm gonna be using this color here. This is gonna be that yellow ochre, which is that golden neutral yellow. It's already very close to what you got going on. So I'm just gonna kind of mix it up there. Some might pick up some other colors. It's okay if it gets a bit more red in there. But I don't want it to be cooler. I don't want it to be like a green. All right, and I'm just gonna go ahead, blast that page with that nice neutral yellow ochre. Nice and watery. And kind of let it sit there. If it's a little wet, get that paper towel out and dab dry. Give me a paper towel.
Are you doing that color everywhere?
Yes. Yes, and it's gonna be really light. It's just to kind of get some life in there. I'm gonna get a paper towel here and kind of dab some of the areas that might be really bright. But kind of, it is totally, 100%. Yeah, I wiped away the sky there too, so the sky can be like a brighter blue maybe. Maybe it could be a bit darker, I don't know. I was watching an artist today. They were on Proco. I don't know if it was a recent video, but they were amazing. And they would start with like the prettiest and most visually thing that they wanted to emphasize on their painting.
Focal point.
Yes, the focal point, otherwise known as the focal point. And she would say that she would sometimes forget painting the sky in total. And you know, just like sometimes she forgets to see a red light. But you know, artists can just kind of forget about things sometimes, and it's good to kind of let that happen. Alrighty, so I'm gonna get that. But I'm gonna go. I like to start on the sky. I like getting the sky down, so I'm gonna get some of that blue, that ultramarine blue. All right. And I like to make a nice big puddle first of that blue that I'm looking for. Maybe I get a little bit of both. This is a phthalo blue as well. I'm getting both. All right. And once I feel like it's dried off a bit, I think that's good. I can kind of brush on there. Maybe I want to keep some of the whiteness. I can just throw in clouds if I want, whatever. And right from there, these faraway mountains, I'm going to go ahead and paint them in. I'm going to go a step down. This is about 1 inch, 3/4 inch square brush. Now, this blue is pretty pure right now. So I'm going to make sure that it's touching a bit of that yellow ochre. And then I'm also going to get some of that burnt sienna there, that very red or brown.
Which one's the yellow ochre again?
Yellow ochre is this one right here.
The earth yellow.
Very earthy yellow, yeah. So I'm throwing in some of that burnt sienna with it. Burnt sienna is that super red brown. I'm getting some more of that blue in there because it's farther away. Add some of that water. There we go. Getting that kind of nice gray. Maybe I'll even get a bit more blue. Woo! Jeez. That is too strong. There we go. Yeah, that phthalo is so strong. Yeah. The other one's not so strong. Okay, this is... Okay, there. That looks good. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. Looks really good. So I'm going to go ahead and just block in all this area that is in shadow. And I'm just going to kind of avoid that area that is in light there. I can kind of slice that in there. Maybe I want a bit more blue in there. Softening those edges up there.
Hello? Hello? 是，我现在在上课，我在上美术课，美术课。对对。
So right now, all I'm doing is I'm going to be blocking in all of the shadows. I'm not even going to pay attention to, which one's going to have bushes on them, which one's not. This is just going to be my overall kind of shadow color here. And those mountains are just filled with shadows, except for those little peaks and those interesting shapes where the sun kind of peeks through.
It is in what?
This is all in watercolors right now, but you can do this in gouache as well.
Because I saw it about the color. We have a half time to paint over the dark color.
I'm sorry, what was the question?
If you do it in watercolor, you
Uh-huh.
have a half time if you paint over the dark color.
So, once yeah, you can add color on top of this. So watercolor is all about layers and building up those layers. And in those shadows, imagine this being that one, just like how we did those lines. You know how we draw those single lines and it all creates one type of kind of value. And then you can do another different angle to make it darker. So this is that first layer of lines. Afterwards, we're going to be adding more shadows and stuff in there, but I'm just kind of blocking things in there.
The paper is wet, right?
It's a little moist. I wouldn't say it's wet. Yeah. Yeah. So just because I say that because it's like lines are a little harder. I mean, I'm working with things here. Yeah, and this front area over here, I might not be using the same kind of shadows here because the shadows over here are very blue. But over here, I feel like they're getting a lot warmer because it's getting closer to you. So just like in the ocean, when you go deeper, things get bluer. It's very dramatic in the ocean. But on Earth, in air, it's very similar too, where the farther you go, the bluer it gets. So the closer you are, the more warms and reds you're gonna get. So when you get up close, throwing in a few reds, in really warm colors will really showcase how close things are, and it'll really read as something that's very close. How rude. I'm gonna mute my phone. Okay. 2 hours.
I see a lot of people who do watercolor, they don't do an underwash, they just paint whatever color, like one level, whatever color they see there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's pretty, but it's not gonna end up like a painting, right? What are the drawbacks?
It's just different styles. Yeah. I like to build things up. I find the colors are richer, and I don't know. That's just how my brain works. All right. So I'm gonna work my way forward here. I'm gonna get some. So I have that same kind of gray that I was working from before, and I'm gonna start adding in just a little bit more blue in there. And maybe even a little bit of green, just a touch. So now that's really pretty bright. So maybe I'll throw in just a bit of brown there. Brown it down. There we go. Cool. And this whole area here, that's going to be all trees far away. And maybe I can kind of touch it or something. Feel like kind of needs to like be faded away or something. And then these trees up in front, I'll get a bit deeper, bit more blue. And maybe even a bit more of that yellow ochre. Maybe even a bit more burnt sienna. Again, as things get closer, things get redder, and those shadows become more dramatic. So maybe I'll even be a little dramatic, throwing a teensy bit of red. All right, cool. That looks darker. All right. There we go. Now, if I get my brush real dry, I can use it to kind of suck up that paint on there so that there's a bit more like highlight on the top there. Kind of differentiate it from the shadows and the lights. So we got the top part lights and the bottom part shadows. It was a little too dark. Throw in a little bit of green that has a bit more yellow in it. Oh boy, I need more of this yellow. This is bad. I have more at home, but yeah. That lemon yellow is kind of pretty good here. All right, cool. So I want to make sure that this is real dark back here. I like getting a bit of that red to get those really deep greens. And just adds a lot of interest. So something I'm doing here is I'm making sure, like I really want to get this bush here really bright. And it looks so bright in this image because of these really dark trees back there. And I can emphasize that more so I can get more of those really dark trees up on this hill there. And, you know, get some variation here because that's where people go, wow, that's cool. You can throw in whatever kind of colors as long as it's still kind of in the realm of what you're working with. So throw in some random little thing. Sometimes maybe more green, sometimes more red, but just kind of keep most of that color. What we're really looking for here. I love using that little bit of red in there. Just towards like the darkest shadows there.
Can you go a little slower in this part though? This is where I always lose you. We should do a lot really quick.
Sure. What? See what I can do. 'Cause at this point, it's like I'm just looking at what I'm working on.
Cause these little details like that you're doing right now make all the difference.
Yeah.
How nice it looks.
So I'm making small adjustments. I'm just continuing to look at the image. These little dark shadows here of the greens. Here, let me kind of zoom out here so you can kind of see my palette, or have that right there.
Oh, yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, because you're not seeing any of those colors I'm using there.
Trying to gather and blend in as you're doing it.
Oh yeah, totally. So I still have that same kind of gray there, and I kind of use it as like the base. This is like the water in the soup. And all the ingredients here, they're gonna like work with each other. So this green here that I'm making, I have here, keeping it neutral is important today. I'm kind of focusing on neutral colors. So we don't want things that are too bright. When you're feeling that, oh, it looks like a cartoon, and you have green, think about complementaries. Complementary of green, guys. Red. All right. What else?
Orange maybe.
We got those browns too. That's kind of in the family of red. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of push those shadows deeper. Just get some more of that bright yellow green. So as I'm working my way forward, some of those really bright yellow greens are going to start being brought out in this really bright area over here. Trying to keep those whites, that those little peaks there, really bright. Remember how to make things lighter. Just more water. But also making things darker too.
How are you getting that dark brown? I get that dark brownish.
That dark green.
Yeah.
So I'm using, this is ultramarine blue, and that burnt sienna, that really reddish brown. That kind of gives me that base that I kind of work out from. And to make that green even deeper, you could even throw in some red. But that's going to really warm it up, which for this line of trees, I'm going to try to keep light. And I can add in anytime more blues. Like I want to add more blues over here, like this. I'll wipe this away. Too much greens going on. Here we go. Okay, cool. So I can kind of start working on that second layer here in those hills. It's really important to be like, to just focus on what's those shadows doing and less about what that color is. When I need things to be darker, I make them darker. I see something here. Okay. Cool. Beep. Cool. Looks good. Now I'm gonna start over here a little bit, which is that next layer, which is going to be really warm. Now, if you want to emphasize those, then you can definitely emphasize them. All right, cool. I got some of that brown there, very warm. Seems to have mixed in with a bit of that green, which is okay. And there we go, cool. And I can kind of do a quick swipe if I wanted to. Really light, quick swipe, just because that's kind of how the hill goes there. And maybe a quick swipe over there.
What color are you using?
This is that just burnt sienna, and it mixed in with some of that green there. It just kind of happened.
Which green?
This is here. I had that burnt sienna with this kind of neutral green. When I mix that in, I don't know. It just did something. React with your own painting. Yeah. So it has a bit of that green in there. So it's gonna come out a little blue looking. I'm gonna get this darker over here. Kind of swipe from the bottom part here. Maybe I want to get it a little bit darker. That blue and that red. Definitely want it to be warmer because I'm going up closer. There we go. And I'm seeing some very blue bushes. So I'm pulling in some blue with that dirty brush. I mostly kind of carry on those colors that are in my brush. I haven't washed it much. The only time I've really washed my brush is is when I'm like really trying to get those powerful, pure colors in there. All right, cool. So remember, this is a painting. We don't really need to get it kind of exactly how the picture is. I'm gonna get some really warm yellows in here now, I think. So I'm gonna get some of this warm yellow. I have it mixed in with some of that past kind of brown there. Maybe a teensy bit of that red orange. It's still murky, but I am not upset. If I want it to be murky, I can kind of have that be a distant thing. Ah, it's too green. I'll wash my brush. Really helpful thing you guys can do. This is something that I did way back in the day. So you can test out the colors that you bring down. So having kind of some sort of scrap paper that you have, this can kind of help you out. So I can get that yellow I'm looking for, and I can kind of put it off to the side of my paper and imagine what would that look like if I put that there, or if I put that there, or maybe it doesn't belong there at all. Maybe I need to tone down that yellow. Think about opposites. This is a burnt umber here, which is a different kind of yellow. A different kind of brown. It's almost in the family. It's very kind of purpley. I don't know how to explain it. It's like a purpley brown. So I'm just gonna add a bit of that in there. How's that look?
Yeah.
Maybe I liked it a bit more yellow, but it's just, then I can kind of get a little bit wetter. And let's get that in there. Ooh, that looks good. Too much water in there, so I'm gonna suck it up. I can even get it into some of those dead areas around the trees. That's definitely closer. Get some of that yellow ochre with that warm yellow. That looks good. Keep it really light. And I can get some of those shadows in there. Here we go. So this is just that red with that blue there. A few swipes.
How do you dull down orange again a little bit?
Dull down orange.
Yeah, to get me like that. there.
Ultramarine blue. Yeah. And there's a bush, just like what we had last week. So hopefully kind of play around with what we learned from last week and bring in that really bright color first. Hello, welcome. right. Yeah. Do we have a space on the end, or if anyone can squeeze in? Maybe we can make some room for her. Okay. You got a space? Okay. All right. So it looks like we got a space right over here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, people get all spaced out pretty quickly, so gotta come on time or early. Yeah. You know?
Early.
Early, yeah. All right, so I got that green in there.
I could go home and she could have my foot.
Yeah. Dang. Okay. And to make things darker when they're really up close here, I'm going to start using some of that kind of really close to pure blue in the shadows. They can be more vibrant. So when I'm working all the way back over here, things are very muted, using a lot of complementaries to calm things down, whether that's through layers or mixing. As I work my way forward, I'm getting finally to get all these really vibrant kind of colors going on here. Now, if you guys want to see something really cool, I don't have it with me, but maybe next week I'll bring some salt. And that would be a really fun thing to do for you guys. You throw salt onto this, wet pool of paint. It will do some really interesting things. It might look a lot like bushes. It'll look nice and bushy, I think. I don't know. Or people think it looks like icy, like icicles. I don't know. It does some weird things. It's cool. Does it make it mold? I don't know. I feel like that would be sticky. Maybe dust would accumulate. I don't know. Yeah, I'll throw some red in these hills. Ooh, I like it. I'm gonna throw some random little bits and bobs in there.
Bryce will explain it next week about how damaged your watercolors will be. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise it will disappear like in the sewer.
I mean, if anyone has salt, I could do it now. I'll bring it next week. Do they? They have to. Okay. We'll be taking a break after this painting, so maybe I'll go bug them for some salt. Might even have enough for the whole class. Now, one of the best tools when you're painting is by your own perspective. So, whether you're looking at it head on for hours and hours, you'll probably maybe miss some of the things that you saw in the picture. So maybe if I flip it upside down, all of a sudden I'm looking at it in a different way. And so like now I'm like, oh, okay, well maybe I could have done this, or this, or ooh, I almost forgot the white gesso finishing touches. Don't mind if I do.
What
Yes.
teacher said to look at it in the mirror?
You have salt. Okay. Okay.
Just happened to have
They're
it.
doing sugar and water.
You are very well prepared. That's awesome. You are beyond prepared. I wasn't expecting that. That's from lunch?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just use half of it. You can use the other half. It doesn't take much. Okay, so let's just say we got a bush. I want to make a bush. So I'm gonna get this green going with a bit of red, so it's not too cartoony. There, nice earthy green. Start there. And I'm gonna finish it off with some of this lemon yellow, which I am quickly running out of. There. It's funny, the quicker you paint, the better it gets. All right, I'm gonna throw that salt on, watch the magic happen. As long as it's wet, it should work. Oh yeah. Where's the time lapse when you need it?
Does the salt melt?
A little bit. No, I'm just gonna let it sit. The longer it sits, the better it gets. Huh? I put it on top of any of the paint as long as it's wet. I'm gonna try it again, but this time even more wet and deeper. Let's see what happens then. Yeah, whenever you do a bad painting, don't throw it out. Use that paper. Okay, this one's gonna be much wetter. And darker. This is something else you can do. You can get it really wet and drip even more paint on there, more water. Kind of let those bursts happen. Let's get some sand on there. Or salt. Where's the salt? I got it right here.
Can you do it on the side of the picture? The other side?
Oh, that's much better. It has to be really wet. This is just a little damp, and then this is really wet. Maybe less is more. Maybe I'm using too much. But it needs to fully dry.
So we paint bushes like that.
Yeah, you could probably do this for bushes. I've seen people do it on like whales for like barnacles. I don't know. It does look like a barnacle on a whale.
They're using kosher salt on it, the bigger chunks.
Yeah, I haven't tried that. It's really endless. The amount of stuff that you can throw it in or use. There's also there's also oil pastels. I'll just kind of fly through this stuff. This is just fun. I don't think it's necessary to make a good painting, but it's fun. And if you're having fun, it'll show in your work. The more fun you have, the better your painting will be.
No wonder mine always stink.
I know, I've been teaching him wrong. If I haven't been. So let's say I got oil. So this is oil pastels. Crayons will work similarly. You can kind of just have some fun with this. And let's just say paint right on top of that. Let me get a nice, strong, pungent blue. And paint right on top, and wham bam. You got yourself a fun little craft here. Super cool.
Will that salt damage anything if it stays in the paint?
Will it damage anything?
Yeah, you know.
Well,
longer.
art is damaging. If you
No,
think
like
about
getting
it,
in the way of
destruction.
the paper or, I mean, the paint, like, you know, if you wipe it off, it doesn't all come off.
No. If you're using oil paint with your brush that you use for watercolors, that will get oil into your brushes, and then your brushes will have trouble picking up that watercolor. So don't do that. But if I'm just painting right on top of oil pastels, like this is a good way to kind of get some relief in there. There's also, do I have it today? No, I don't think so. So there's some things that you can kind of plan for in your painting. So it's like, let's say you're looking at the picture here and you're like, oh, there's a bunch of these trees with this like nice line of like brightness hitting those trees. That would be a point where you can kind of take note of that and plan for it ahead when you're using watercolors. With gouache, you don't really need to worry about that so much, but with watercolors, you kind of do. You're looking at this picture here and you're looking at the line of that bright green and that shadow up in front. Now for this area here, that would be a great time or place to use oil pastels for that bright green and then paint right on top of it. So like, let's say I had that bright green top part of the trees line there. And then I painted in those the dark. Don't want to get my yellow dirty. Okay, there we go. So let's just say I painted those trees in, you know, something I kind of planned out there. And kind of get the paper towel kind of dry. Maybe. I don't know, it's not perfect, but it's decent. Kind of see what I mean? I mean, I'm kind of a purist. You don't need to have all this stuff, but if you have it, it's fun. But it's
When we have, you know, these pits and these keep coming out, is there any way to kind of stick them in there?
sure, glue.
What about any other way, like place so the paint there and then setting it on there?
I'm sure there's a million and one ways. If you're creative enough, I'm sure you could use trash. I don't know what your problem is. Is it? Can I see?
You make the picture back to the.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. No, the other one. The reference photo.
Oh, I see.
Yay.
Sorry. Maybe I'll draw on top of this.
What's your
And something you can do is you can kind of carve away the back of something to make the silhouette a little bit more interesting. So it kind of blends into the background a bit better. And painting will only be as good as how many layers there are, I think. The more layers there are, the better it is. Push those shadows, for watercolors especially.
Time for break yet?
Yes, of course. Yes. Should we take a 15-20 minute break?
Do we have another picture or just this one?
Yes, yeah. I want to do one more picture after this. I'm going to do it with gouache.
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate
So I'm gonna get started at 3:20 on the gouache painting. So
Can you leave that there for us? And then-
sure. I'm gonna kind of tear this away. I kind of want to see it. Oh, it looks good.
Yeah, that's fine.
I thought something out of order. I kind of think it's genius. Okay, so I
Okay.
noticed the Van Gogh watercolors, like these things don't stay in.
Oh,
Now.
yeah.
So, I noticed that I was sticking a little bit to the lid here. So
Uh-huh.
all you do is you get some wet, you need a tiny bit on each bottom of each one. And some of them, most of them don't fall out anymore. Like before, all of them were falling out. I feel like they were all this, they were all falling out. So this way, like you just like in a little gun case. You don't want it all covered because it'll stick really good. Stick it in. Press it.
That'll work, yeah.
Yeah.
I've used like Elmer's glue before, like, so that they can kind of wash off too. That works good too.
That's why I don't have to have on and like it.
I have these little tacky glue things too. Kind of roll them up. It's meant for like keeping sculpture from rolling off the pedestal in like art galleries. And I like to stick those on everything. It's like my answer to everything. Don't go tape too. I got tape. Just stick it perfect.
Oh, I see what you're saying. This thing though,
There's so many.
it's kind of,
I like that.
huh?
It's a pretty cool little thing.
Yeah, it's kind of, huh? It's the Van Gogh one they make Rembrandt out in Europe. But I did Rembrandt, oil pencils, oil pencils years ago, and I couldn't find it again. I only found the one here in Michael's, and it was somebody in return this day for my place. So I looked it up online, and they're like 120 something, I got it for 20. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that feels good.
But then you
Kind of
go-
feel like that.
You fall in love with those things, and then you try to get replace it, and it's like, too messy now, like.
Yeah.
It's kind of,
I
yeah,
like the colors. Very nice.
it's almost like it's not quite.
Yeah, I think just don't be afraid of throwing in some other colors in there too, you know? Like I'm throwing in some greens, I'm throwing in some yellows, into the shadows. I'm like, are you running?
I'm running away, yeah.
I just wanna see if I can help you out. Let me see what I can do. Here, this looks nice. Okay. Help you out. Before you run away, I just wanna see like where you're going. What's troubling? Everything?
I thought hers was pretty good. I was thinking hers was kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, she added some, I thought hers would come like that. I'm like, oh, she should have some purple balls in there and bushes, and I thought it kind of resembled.
They make all the
Is
difference.
that what you're looking at?
No, she
Oh.
wasn't. But after she did it, I'm like, well, I said, I know there's some artwork that's like
Yeah.
that. Because I thought hers was good. Mine's just kind of a watercolor, so like I said,
Yeah,
it's hard for me to see what you're doing on the screen. So really, like I said,
for sure.
Oh, no.
So someone just died. Okay. So something that might really help you out
yeah.
is these are little practices. Let me see. I'll just pull some random little thing.
Yeah.
But like little practices.
That's
wonderful. Something like this. Maybe less complicated. That's good.
Like I said, I think little stripes, something like that. I
Now,
can handle that.
what's the most important thing? I'd love to teach this for the whole class. I'll probably repeat myself. But when you're drawing, so can I see your drawing that you're doing?
That's wonderful.
Which is So what I liked about these so much is that you were able to break down the very complicated hills into something very simple. And that's perfect. But when you get in here, you're making it really complicated too, and you're missing some like real, well, it's not the detail. Just don't focus on the details. That's the wrong thing to focus on. The main thing to focus on is the bigger shapes. And here you're looking at the bigger shapes. No, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. Those big shapes and the big stripes and shadows. Don't worry about the lines and what shapes the trees are. Just focus on the shapes here. So it's like when I have this here, there's a possibility that I'll look at this and I'll say, there's so many branches, and I have to worry about all the tiny little branches, and there's one over here, two over here. So instead, look at the whole thing. See if you can block it. There's one big old shadow over here.
No, I mean on your paint.
And this over here. And this is a practice that people do where all they do, I'll have to do this on one of these days, maybe next week, where all you look for is light and dark. And nothing in between. What is the darkness of the picture? And simplify them into simple shapes, triangles, blobs. And you can cut so many corners. It would be so much easier if you decide to, instead of doing all those little branches and all the little leaves and the lines of everything, instead just focus on this and see there's a shadow on this area over there. It's okay. Yeah. You guys are working with watercolors?
What we did today, I did buy the wash.
I'm about to do gouache right now. Yeah, I would say stick with one. Yeah, I think gouache is so much easier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you get to know what is dark and light, you can create the image. And you don't need to add all those leaves and all the grass in there. Like, I'm not even worried about the grass here, because I know that's gonna just be in light. You can paint all this purple and red and it would still work as long as that purple and over here is gonna be dark and that purple over here is gonna be light. Because once you're able to kind of differentiate what's light, what's dark, then
Yeah.
life's gonna get easier. It's gonna be more fun.
Yeah, no,
And
I'm
then-
having fun with this.
Yeah.
It's all new to me, so it's.
And it's so good. I'm so glad you guys are showing up. That's the most important thing you can do.
No, exactly. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to explain a few more things too.
Yeah, so find it online. See if you can just block them out like simple shapes. Just the big blocks of shadow and the big blocks. Don't worry about the middle colors and all that stuff.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Bryce. I appreciate your time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Alright.
I
Lovely
wanted,
having
I wanted to tell you, I'm not gonna be here next week. I'm going on a trip.
you. Oh, very
I'm
fun.
gonna go to Mexico.
Let's go.
Count me in, 'cause I'm
Viva
gonna-
Las
I'm
Mexico.
gonna take you to Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Very fun. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. I like the purple stuff.
Yeah, that's the lights.
Mm, mm.
Anyway, we have to go.
Sounds good.
But I will be there.
All right. Sounds good. Okay. Well, it was good seeing you. It'll all be recorded, so if you want to see the second part, I'll be doing some gouache. Yeah, yeah.
So sweet.
I hope he's treating you good.
It looks good. I like
You
it.
feel like a little water bottle in your car.
Yeah.
Your Uber. I'd say, if I were you, I'd be like, let me take a gas. Oh,
I don't know
there.
why.
Okay, what time? Go south. I think it's from her. This was on the floor. I think we need one smaller. Yes. Yes. Just like, where are we getting our detail from? There's not much detail. Oh. Yeah, okay. Do some studies.
Or clouds. I like, but yeah. I should think it's smaller, that's probably gonna be smaller. So I think I'll draw maybe half Just take a portion of it. Like she just wants to be something smaller. And we can just really work it.
Cool. So you've been connecting with them? You love them? They're the best.
And you know, I did this thing, my sketches. She's. I looked at it, she's. Yeah. Portrait.
She goes. She
Well, she showed me the portraits.
Yeah, it becomes one type of green, but when you're there in person, it's like, there's so much, there's so much more to it.
Yeah, if I only did. What? I know.
I'm sure you got a lot of compliments.
This, my photos.
People are so
My
nice to
family,
you.
that's my daughter.
It was
Yeah.
very
So I
encouraging.
know this, because you see your kids.
So cool. I have to see what the next one is. I'll advertise it.
Yes, so when you watch. My son.
I might have to do it. It's yours, do whatever you want with it. And there's nothing wrong with it. Like he's on surprise. I fill it out. I can get the color block really good, but beyond that. I would.
This one actually raises a lot.
But I would give it as a, like, miniature, you know, work of art.
This one.
Or even if you yeah, like,
So that's like that. And it has a.
because it's like, otherwise we're not gonna share it and give it to you. To be honest with you, when I put out the fingers. No, but like even the back, like I just did all of But it worked. They were
That's true. No, it is better to stay. Get rid of your neck, easier to slide. Yeah, it's better. I can't. What I'm telling you about. It's like little flowers. I didn't really like artistic. I just try to paint. I think that's my problem.
Yeah.
But I kept working on it, and I was like, okay, I came out like that. And this, I don't like that. This was the one I tried getting. Oh, I like it. it's just sort of, oh, that's great, we don't want to expect it to. It's so heavy. And then the first one.
Yeah, so my first, I just had it in like, I know like last week, but it was, I think it was that. So I figured I had some way to. I don't think that you can buy a little thing to replace it.
Yeah.
But But it works. All you do is like you throw it down I'm surprised by it. There's like really that's kind of you know what I think they're like with that. To be honest, I don't know. But like anyway, but like oh Sandra or Sandra. People are really like hi Joe. I was reading this one it's like they have it every year. That's from cheap. But like deeply pigmented, so it's like just years old designs. They look old, you know, and I'm like, nice, right? That's actually nicer than very free. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and with watercolor. Which one's the one that? When I was Jeff Brown, that I did, that was, you know, I wanted to get the color. Some of these, I think they are you know, I think they must be, like, it's really, I think they're gonna be bigger. But I actually have to. I mean, I think something like this is really gonna stick it from like street sales, right? And something, yeah, I mean, gorgeous, right? And the kid itself, I think they sound pretty. Yeah, you know, like you guys are doing better jobs and I'm like, I almost like just better than the makeup. Like I just, yeah, you know, so it just throughout.
All right. Okay, everybody. Let's get back to it. Settle down, settle down. Yes. So, all right. So, next weekend, if anybody is interested, Urban Sketchers of North Orange County is doing a Sketch Fullerton Airport Antique Aircraft Display Day. Rolls off the tongue. We got could I? Because you went to one of our students went to the last one. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's her name again? Annie. Yes. So Annie went to you went to Irvine Great Park, right? Irving?
I think she's saying Irvine.
Irvine?
No.
You can
Oh,
go
orange.
to the orange.
Oh, that's so cool. They gave you a stamp?
There's a stamp ready, so you can do yourself.
Oh.
When you go to
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
go there, and he posted.
Uh-huh.
Can you?
Yeah.
This one.
Right.
This one.
Okay.
This one is the park.
Oh, so this is the one that you
Yeah.
went to?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they'll have a picture of you, I think.
I am over here. Anyway.
Maybe we can.
Yeah.
Faces are covered. Oh my gosh.
There's
Who did that?
There's other.
I'm gonna go to their Facebook because the Facebook has better images.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's settle down. Sorry. So, Annie, I'd love to hear or share with the class your experience with going with the Urban Sketchers. So this is the park you went to, right?
Right.
Eisenhower Park.
Oh, it's Eisenhower.
Okay. Oh, that's not far from here at all.
Yeah, it's right off the 55 and Orange.
Okay. So you can see some of the,
Many people were there.
yeah. Oh, and is that you?
Yeah.
Hey, there you are. How nice is that? Nice, perfect shade, beautiful trees. And you got a really lovely painting here too. Really fun. That's great. Let's see if there's a picture of everybody there. People just chilling. Were people nice? What?
They're so nice.
Yeah. Super nice, super friendly, very welcoming to new people, right?
Right.
Yeah. So cool. And then, of course, I'm sure towards the end, everyone shares their artwork and.
Yeah, the first picture was there.
Uh-huh.
They shared.
Yeah. Trying to see if I can.
It looks like they're a global community.
Yes. So it's around the whole world. And there's like different sectors and stuff, and people with different skill levels using different art materials. This guy's using a marker. You can come really with anything. I mean, there's no rules. Nobody's expected to be good at what you do. You just expected to enjoy yourself and make some friends. Making art and enjoying it just like you. Oh, look at this. So everyone shows off their work. And then you can get a stamp when you're done. It's pretty cool.
That's cool. I like this.
So maybe I'll go. It's gonna be in Fullerton next week.
What day?
It's gonna be on Sunday at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. right there. Thank you so much. So, huh? Yes.
13.
The 14th. This Sunday. So, plenty of things to do.
Like watercolor to wash. Use the same, like, my brushes are now, that use the
Yeah,
it's so easy to clean.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm surprised more people don't use wash. Like, I like it.
I think it's just the fear of the unknown. It's honestly so much better. I was surprised to see so many people choosing watercolor, but you know, what are you gonna do?
Usually when they do watercolor, from what I've seen, they do it almost like they draw the picture and they color it in like you would a coloring book. Like each thing is only one shade.
Right.
You know, but it's beautiful. It never has an awkward stage, depending on how good they are.
Yeah.
They do it a lot. Because the teacher was showing all these dark shades, and she was using like, I think it was acrylic, or she was washing it. Like you can't do water, like you can't follow on with watercolor when somebody's using acrylic. It's beautiful. It's like so. It's showing all the dark shades and with watercolor.
So, all right, guys. Now, I can let you guys be free. You can spend your time choosing another one of those images that I sent to you guys, or I can kind of do another painting. You can kind of follow along me.
Do another painting. Just go do the last part slower.
Okay.
Because you go really quick and it looks gorgeous, but I can't follow it.
Right.
Because those little fine details you do at the very end, you're like, okay, this, like, you've mixed in all these colors, and that what makes it look beautiful.
Mhm.
And it's confusing when you're beginning.
Sure. But let's kind of. All right, let's get started here. So, those watching on at home, there's the image that we're working from. So again, we have a very busy image with a lot of things. Now, I wanted to do something a little bit different here. If you want, get out a scrap piece of paper. I did want to kind of go over some of the difficulties you may have faced with the last painting, with a exercise that will help you with future busyness in your painting. So let's just say we wanted to paint this little corner like that. Now I wanted to just do a small square. So this is going to be similar to a painting. So I am using painting paper, but you can use sketchbook because this is all about kind of blocking in, or the idea of blocking in. I'm gonna zoom this in here. So this is a study. This is a practice to kind of build some good habits in your painting. When you work, you want to focus on the value. Here we go. The value. Here we go. We love it. We live by it. So value. We only need to worry about the darkest dark, mid-tone, and the brights. And once you're able to distinguish those, you can turn those into very simple shapes by cutting a lot of corners. So instead of painting every little crease and crevice in all of these rocks, you can kind of blur your vision. So try squinting with me. looking at this image here. Look at it deeply and squint your vision or take off your glasses, whatever works.
Okay.
Are we upset? I'm sorry.
Hello.
That's what we're looking for. When we're painting, it is abstract in a way. So when I'm blurring my vision, I'm going to be looking at big shapes. So I see this big rock here. There's 1 and 2 big bright shapes. And I'm seeing this other big bright shape. And I'm seeing this really massive green blob here. And I see a few little spots of dark here. Dark here, dark here, and dark spot over there. And maybe there's a line here where there's more shadow. And the more I look at it with that blurred vision, the more I'm able to kind of cut out certain details. Details are just fluff. Details are scribbles. That's what you do with your pen at the beginning. It's scribbles. So once we take out those scribbles, we can start looking at the big blocky shapes. And we can start just kind of building them up like blocks of squares or or triangles, or I don't know what other shapes you see in there. And when there's areas where there's a lot of noise, see that big area of noise over here where there's a bunch of rocks over here? See that as like you can see that as like one little area kind of framed by that back area of rock over there.
Yeah, I think that's what you're saying.
So I'm going to go ahead and do a little thing. Now this is a thumbnail. This time I'm going to be painting it, but I'm only going to have black.
What are you using?
I'm going to now use gouache, but if you're using watercolors, that's fine too.
It's the same principle, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to get some black there in my brush, and I'm going to kind of pay attention to what would be in the shadow and what is that shadow area. And all I'm going to look for, actually, scratch that black. I'm going to, first I'm going to get a nice gray tone. So I'm going to get that black. There's my black. And I'm going to get some white. There's my white. Takes very little black to get that kind of gray tone, or whatever tone you find that image has a lot of. So I can kind of slowly add in that black as I go. So that's a good gray that I'm looking for. I'll end up reusing this gray later on down the track, so this is good to have, and it's a very helpful thing to have on your palette, dried up, use it up for later. All right.
I'm sorry, what were the colors again?
Black and white. I know.
You could be great out of so many different colors.
You totally can. If you want to, it could be literally any color as long as it's this value. So this has no color at all. This has no saturation. When there's colors also have value, but they're fully saturated. So if I was to compare this gray with another color, maybe it's closer to that yellow, maybe it's closer to that burnt umber. You know, if I was colorblind and this was actually a color, what color could that be? Maybe it's a pink, you know? So, you know, when you understand this value idea, you can play around with colors, and you could make this whole desert into whatever the crazy colors you want, and have a lot more freedom and fun. So I'm going to go and get that middle tone there, and I'm going to look for those big blocks of shape. So I see a big blurring my vision like crazy. I'm not focused on any of the details. and I see a little blob of bushes over here, and it kind of stops about halfway. I'm always thinking about, what's happening halfway, or maybe what's happening a third of the way. And I always like to think about, like what part ends. So like right down the middle, I can find there's like a nice little shadow area over here. But then it's really bright. There's like a little bright shape right there. So there's all that. And then this is all light over here, but it's dark behind it. And it kind of ends over here, maybe. But this is all dark over here. So I don't even have to think about that. So now I just turned that big pile of leaves over here into one simple-ish pile of shape. One simple pile of shape. And I can even make it more square or whatever shape I'm goofing around with. And if I look closely, there's even more shadow on that rock there. All right, there we go. But always squinting my vision, not paying attention to the shape, just the shape of the shadows in there. And then it kind of cuts in over there, goes this far. It's a whole lot easier working with gouache than watercolors for this. But, all right, blurring my vision. There's the rock on the side. And there's only like a highlight at the top of the rock. And then the rest of that rock is all shadow. So you kind of have to think about this part. And then you can kind of shade this in there. That's all tree. And then back over here, I'm going to kind of ignore that middle area. But I know that it's all shadow over here. Really blur my vision there. The sky is much brighter, so maybe I'll kind of look at the silhouette of the hill there. And then there's like a big old rock over there. This is such a powerful practice that will really help you to simplify and see bigger shapes in very complicated areas. So I just broke down all those piles of rocks back there into just one silhouette. It's just like when you go to a paint and sip and you're painting a city. What's that silhouette back there? But now you're working with a middle tone. So there you go. You got a little rock over there. And then this whole area over here, maybe I'll have some shadows kind of stepping down, maybe some big areas over here. And once I have that, I can get my black, 100% black, and I can see what little areas need that pure black. There's not much. So if I blur my vision again, I see down the bottom of these bushes here, the very small areas where it's pure black. Maybe in this corner over here. Maybe I see some crescents or something. In the middle of that thing there. Behind that rock, really dark area right there. And I can kind of use some of that negative space and stuff. Maybe behind a rock over there. maybe some trees. There's a tree over here that has some pure black in it. But all you're looking for is that of the shapes of each of these shadows in there.
Thank you.
Does that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Maybe there's a bush there or something. But it's about those big blocky shapes. I'm not trying to do any clever shading of, well, this is black, I can just add hash marks. Well, then you're getting another value. It's just about deciding what gets those little blocks of shadows in there. It's a pretty complicated image. But that's the challenge. That's the challenge of nature and life and in painting. It's about getting those challenging things and breaking them down in some ways that might work.
So how many values are you gonna do? Just 3?
I'm just doing 3. So I have that middle value of the gray. I have the paper white. If you're working with gouache, you can go back in with white, and you could even paint back in some of that white. And same with watercolors too. Since you have white, hopefully with gouache, you can bring back out some spots that maybe you're like, well, maybe I wanted more the white area. Of course, you have to wait for it to dry, but. Should we try that out? All right, I'm gonna get a new image. So you're like, oh, this guy. Don't worry, it'll be easier. I just chose a difficult one, but here, this one's very easy.
So we're just painting it. We're not gonna draw it first.
This is, in a way, this is a drawing. This is gonna be a real small little thumbnail. Have it on a little scrap paper if you have one. If you don't, have one. It's good to have as a little scrap paper. This is the image we're going to be working on. This is actually my image. I took this photo and I painted this area. I should submit this to something. Whoa, what happened? What happened? Oh gosh. There it goes. Okay, there it goes. Oh wait. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's it. Sorry. So start off with that gray tone. Block that in. Where do you see some gray tone? How might you find where that horizon is on that image that you're drawing?
I mean, you could actually, so the horizon, it has to be straight, right? Even though it looks like it's curved, it's really with the water.
I mean,
right? So you have to
again,
go with-
yeah, I mean, this is your own image, so it can have, you can move things around, definitely. I'm just saying focus on the value for now. Focus on like what's dark and what's light. Yeah. So we're just doing a quick little value study, getting rid of all that detail. So, and then we'll do a painting. So the value study, I'll probably start on my little painting at 4. I guess we're kind of starting a bit later, but this is definitely more important. This will help you through not just this painting, but future paintings and paintings after that, kind of blocking things in.
So you block in with the pen, directly with the pen, not the, you don't sketch it.
Yes, I'm using the paint to do my little block-in study. I want to do it, but I kind of want you guys to experience it and do your own problem solving. Yeah. If gray is too boring, you can use blue and white. And
Are you going to paint that?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I think it's a great picture.
I was just making the connection.
Yeah. You don't need to wait for
Are you
permission.
starting with a pencil drawing or just doing the paint itself?
I'm jumping in with paint, but feel free to do it with pencil. That's fine. However you want to do it. Hopefully this will. I'm not going to get too into value. We spent a whole semester like this one time. I'm not going to do that again.
It makes your game so much better.
It really is such a powerful practice. Understanding that you don't need to do 1,000 bushes. You can just do one big block and say there's 1,000 bushes in there. And then you can just focus on the one that matters. Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Some people will do these studies with movies. They'll watch their favorite movie, pause it, and do these value studies because movies have some really great lighting. I did that for projects. Black and white movies, yeah. Citizen Kane.
Oh, yeah,
I
just
did.
saw that.
Oh
I
yeah,
have it in the theater.
there's some great scenes in that movie to draw from, paint from. They had it in theaters.
Yeah, Rico had it last week. They had The Godfather.
Oh, that's so
and then
cool.
They had Citizen Kane. They call it Cine something. But they only show it usually one night. Like
Yeah.
but it's great because like with The Godfather, a lot of times you can't understand what Marlon Brando's saying. You know?
Yeah.
And the sound is so good in there. I actually understood it. I finally appreciated his acting.
Wow.
Yeah, because like, you know, it sounds so much better. Like an old movie when they use like all the modern technology on it.
Mm.
And I think they said like when he was making it, he would actually fill his mouth up with marbles because he wanted that like
Yeah.
that look and that gravelly voice.
One great way to kind of find a value is by comparing values to other values. So try to find like maybe the brightest color there. So if you look closely in this picture, there's somebody wearing a white t-shirt. That's the brightest color possible. And how are the colors surrounding them looking?
What is that thing next to him?
This he's fishing. He's got a fishing pole in the sand.
No, I mean the white, the guy with the white t-shirt. and
Oh, I don't know. It's
right
like
by the
a
concrete. Looks almost like a home. Oh, okay.
it's like a family. Yeah. This. You're good. You're good. I'll see you next week. Okay. This one's pretty easy to simplify. It's already pretty simple.
Your picture's not out of focus.
It's out of focus. Wait, this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, what you're painting right now.
The picture? This one?
The
painting, what you paint.
Oh, what I know. I'm not showing it.
Oh.
I want you guys to have the satisfaction of doing it without me. Imagine if you did it perfectly and then you'd be like, well, couldn't have done it without me. We don't want that. We want full credit, right? Oh, man. I love this picture. I do need to submit it to contests or something.
So to dull down by burnt sienna, is it glue?
Yes, yes. It's crazy. Even the waves are like pointing at the guy.
Look what happened to it. I kind of cleaned it up a bit. Look how cool.
Ooh, lovely. Pushed it. That's good. Nice. It's
And there's-
never the first layer that looks good. You kind of have to push it a few layers. Yeah, great job. All right. Okay. How you guys doing? Okay, it was just zoomed in. So now There you go. It was zoomed in, so you just zoom it out.
Yeah.
Then you can swoop it. So, as you try squinting your vision.
Yeah, I saw this picture, but I saw my one,
Yeah,
it's not close.
I think this back here needs to be much darker.
Oh,
So that, because that's the only reason why this is so bright here, because this background is so dark. So, which means that the whole background over here needs to be much darker, at least in the foresty. I think right here, this is okay, where all this is, but where this dark forest here, that's what makes that tree so bright.
Yeah, we're gonna be painting the studies, guys. Big blocks of color, no changes, no gradients, just solid blocks, black and white. I know. There we go. I know, guys. It's a challenge, but it's a very helpful challenge to think and look at it in just black and white. Because if you can look at this and think about it in black and white and gray, you can find all sorts of colors that will work with this painting. And you can change this painting in beautiful and dramatic ways. You can't do that until you understand how that value can work. Right. So, oh boy.
Yeah, they had Hamilton.
Uh-huh.
I saw it for the first time.
Uh-huh.
The musical, and oh my gosh, I'm addicted. It's that good. The guy who plays Larry Hamilton is genius.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just like his expressions. Oh. Did you ever see it?
No, I did not.
I'd almost say don't because you're going to get addicted.
Yeah. Thank you.
It is brilliant though. I mean,
So once you have that kind of value down, then you can kind of work within those colors. And I'm just going to go paint right on top of those values that I built up. So I can get some of those blues in there with that white. Yeah. People sneaking out all quiet, like, it's okay. All right.
I'm used to these regular classes where you can't leave. Like you cannot leave early.
I know, yeah. Oh man, this is not capturing the color of the sky at all. When I was there, it was just so golden.
That is pretty though. Which blue did you use to make that?
What?
Which blue, like the turquoise?
Yeah, this was like the turquoise kind of blue. I can get that yellow, but if I pay attention to that value there, that yellow is actually much, I mean, it's pretty close. Maybe I'll get a bit of white in there. Yeah.
I don't know if I can make it next week.
Okay.
I have my dog's chemo next week.
Mm,
It's on Wednesday.
okay.
They've been moving it later and later, so
Yeah.
it's hard to get back from Irvine in time to call.
Okay. That's no problem.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, I wanted to show you now.
Yeah. Can I check it out?
While you were doing watercolor, I did a gouache.
Yeah.
I did
Okay.
it real simple.
Yeah. Nice.
I didn't
That's
like it
cute.
until
I
it dried.
love the colors. Yeah. That's
Didn't
really
like it
nice.
Until it dried. I mean, this
Mm.
lighted up so much, I thought it was too dark.
Yeah. Maybe darker would be better. But I don't know. It's tricky because it's like you also want to give it like a distant
Yeah.
kind of feeling. So maybe just stronger shadows up front. Maybe even some like dramatic.
Mhm.
Um,
That looked dark when it was red.
mm.
So anyway, it was fun.
Cool.
This is my new sketch.
Oh, I love it. Keep it in your pocket. Bring it with you. Other places.
See the classic sketching thing?
Yes. Oh, you will
Have you
love
seen
it.
that
Trust
lady
me.
on TV?
Oh, she do it too?
Yes.
A ton of people do it.
Called
It's
pocket sketching, and she teaches it out on Channel 24. on Sunday.
yes. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool.
At
That's
8:30.
exactly what I do.
If you're not
That's what I'm
sleeping in.
trying to say. Yeah.
She takes everything she needs for a little family pack.
Yeah, that's me. That's
Yeah.
this is my fanny pack. I like fanny packs probably better. That's probably a good idea.
And she keeps her watering one of those old 35mm film
Yeah.
canisters.
Oh my gosh, I should have like a little fashionable fanny pack.
Mhm.
I just can't seem to rock it, I don't think.
I still have my Disneyland fanny pack. I don't know where it is.
Ooh, Disneyland fanny pack. They got like retro Mickey Mouse on there or
No,
something.
it says Disneyland in different colors and it's embroidered on there.
Oh, that's lovely.
Maybe character letters or something. Haven't seen it in so long, I forgot what it looks like.
All right, I'll see you next week. All right.
I don't think I'd go with the fanny pack, sorry, I do want a backpack or.
Yeah, I have like a mini backpack, but it's so nice because I just carry this. I just lug this thing around my wrist. And it's kind of a pain. It's just kind of awkward, but I don't know. A lot of it's kind of in my head, worrying about what people think, but nobody cares.
$4.50. I guess I'll just use the restroom. I just saw it, look at the video. It's a 7, by the time
So your blue that you're doing right now, what shade is that?
This is just pure, straight out of the tube.
Which one?
This is turquoise. The kind of this one right there. I'll zoom out a bit. This one right here.
I can't see that far.
It's like a light blue. So like where the arrow is, what color is that? No, where your arrow is right there, yeah.
This?
Yeah.
This is a lot of this is kind of pure colors. I have that warm yellow, that kind of sunflower yellow,
Yeah.
and just a bit of white. And I'm just adding that white to get it closer to that value that was there. If I use the pure yellow, the yellow is too dark.
Yeah.
If I wanted to use this orange over here, I could, but I would need to make it lighter. I could make it lighter with more white. I could even make it more lighter with more of this bright yellow, which actually this bright yellow might be closer, but I feel like a warmer yellow with some white would give that sunsetty kind of feel.
It does.
And in the shadow here, I'm using some blue in there, some big splotches of blue, because that's going to lighten it up. Because in the actual image, it doesn't actually get to a pure black. All these little textures and details that we see here, all that's kind of being brought out with some color, which we can kind of get with like some drier brush strokes. So maybe I could even get some of that kind of teal. I got some reflections from the sky here, so I'll use the same kind of color that I have up here to have it reflecting on the sand there, and get some of that blue as is, maybe even a bit of white in there. Mix that in just a little bit. There we go. There's that sandy, kind of rough, signature gouache kind of look. But this is all on top of the value study that I just did. So, you know, you might have a black and white blechness, but you can get those colors on top of that. I might start the next class with this, just for those who missed it. So we'll do one more next week, but.
You're gonna panic enough.
Huh?
You're gonna panic enough to say, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're afraid of
I don't know why.
I've never done it. It looks really bad when you first done it or something. There's one not until you've done it a while. It's humbling. It's extremely humbling when you do it really badly.
Yeah. Alrighty. See you next week. You too.
This one is, this picture's on the.
Yes. This is all on that Pinterest pin, and all the other pictures that we've ever used. It's all on there. It's wonderful references. If you guys have any references yourself, send them my way. I'll throw them onto the Pinterest board for the class to see. So maybe if anyone goes to the Urban Sketchers thing, maybe I'll take some pictures over there. So if you guys are wondering what's going to happen next week, let's see.
I'm gonna do some of those because it's frustrating. Because I don't like the other result that I need.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, it just takes practice. That's why we do it. It doesn't have to be good the first time. It shouldn't be good the first time. First time I do anything, it's bad. So give yourself some grace. Ooh, next week we're gonna be doing some drawing.
I'm just too bad for my.
Yeah, we're gonna be going back to doing some drawing.
I'm a self-critic.
Self-critic, that's fine. Next week we're gonna take a break from painting, so we'll do some drawing for sure. Playing with some perspective, isometric perspectives. It's gonna be real
You know,
fun.
when you're painting, you know, you want the result to come out.
Right.
okay, but
The more you do it, the more often it does, but it doesn't always come out perfect.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's frustrating for sure, but it's also the more you do it, the easier those mistakes happen. It's like, oh, okay, this is just another drawing. I'll just do more.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like a potter. When he's making pottery, he's making tons and tons of bowls that just crumble on his hands or flop over every single time. But after he does 100 of them, there's gonna be less and less broken pots. Same exact thing for painting. You want to do less, smaller paintings and more of them, rather than masterpieces and then fail the masterpiece and then tear yourself apart because you've been working on that for 6 months or something.
I told him I was gonna go home and just
Yeah.
put water on it, just let it drip and then dry it up and see, oh, that's better.
This is part of your
But
sketchbook. It's
it's
just another
just-
page.
Yeah,
Turn the page.
It's like I got carried away with the green.
Yeah.
But
I just
Yeah.
kind of like the same thing with the
yeah, he got carried away with his greens. It's like he did the same thing. Just go home and dab them out.
Well, so like how I got more neutral kind of colors was by not just having pure green all the way, but having some of those other colors in there, those neutral colors mixed in. That's nice. Yeah. That's
I
just what
love
we're
his
looking for.
font, the way he's got the colors. in
Yeah,
there.
I think just kind of focusing on those actual shapes of where the light is will kind of really bring out, and then also the shapes of where the shadows are. Just like we looked at the rock over here, you know, where like the only reason why you see the rock is because there's something dark behind it. That the same thing goes for the bush. The only reason why we see the bush is because the shadow that's behind it. And all these big old hills are just drenched in shadow. Only small parts.
This is the shadow, right?
Yes, yeah. So all you did was like drench the hills in shadow. Only a few parts the sun hits, and for those
This
few
is
little
where the
parts,
sun hits.
yeah. It kind of peeks over. So and all I was doing was looking at those shapes there. And that way, I don't really need to worry about all those little trees in there, the bushes, and I'm just looking at the shapes of the shadowy forms in
See,
there.
I tried to do that with my green and
Mm.
make it stand out with it, but it faded into the green. So it's
That's
like,
what
oh,
I
see.
crap. I think we didn't wait long enough for it to dry so that we could do the yellowing.
Yeah,
Frustrating.
it's okay.
I was like, oh my god.
It's okay.
Acrylic dries
You want
faster.
it-
You,
you want-
can really cover it and go over it. and
Yeah.
make the lighter
Gu-
colors pop out.
Gouache is pretty good.
You want
Gouache.
there's so
I had so many
Mm,
problems with gouache.
Okay.
you want
Maybe
their
I'll
soap
bring
to
my
come
acrylic.
out good.
No, I just
We're trying again.
I hope I'm not being too hard on you guys.
No.
Okay.
It's a technique that we have to learn. You know?
Yeah.
It's just something that I'm not used to.
For sure.
It's kind of like first grade.
Yeah. Well, actually, it is. But it's first class.
It's
40
It
years,
is.
20 years.
It is. It is. But hey,
Good
thi- this just builds on to each other, and the more you stick around, the better you'll get. Trust me, it'll pay off.
Looking forward to that.
At least once, right? It'll pay off at least once. There'll be a time where you're like, I used it.
Sometimes I just kind of like if I don't like the result I'm making, I just
It's okay. Move on to the next thing. We'll try it again. Yeah. That's the power of like thumbnails and those little things. Yeah. Ooh, that's really nice. Very nice. Yeah. So yeah, next week, a lot of drawing. So
That's good though.
kind of taking a break from painting, I guess. Taking a break from painting, I guess. So
Any special papers?
yeah, no special paper, just the simple stuff. Yeah. Well, this is my painting. Yeah. So yeah, this is
And this one is frustrating because there's a lot of shapes. You know?
there's a lot of shapes, but you can kind of skip a few or make some bigger so that they take over. Like if I was to paint this again, maybe I would smash this into one rock. You know, why not? Or, you know, ignore a few of these rocks, pile them on. Bye. You know, it doesn't have to be every single one of these rocks. Skip some. Cheat. Make it easier on yourself. This is not law. You don't need to follow any of this.
This is not. This is not.
Yeah, this isn't too hard. But how does this look so bright? It's again, how dark is the background versus this one? This is really bright, but it's right against the really bright sky. So when you look at this, let's just say we cover. Say we looked at this just right here. Okay? Versus when you look at this right here. This feels much lighter because of that shadowy background. The only reason why we see lines here is because of the difference of that value. The difference of value here is non-existent. If I was to paint this sky here, it could be the same color as this rock. I could do that. But it's just a different color, same value. It's a lot. You've had a long day. We'll get back to it. It'll make more sense the more you hang around.
It was good though.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna start cleaning up this. Oy.
What time do I have to start?
You can stick around. I'll be here till 4:50. I might actually have to start finishing up at around like 4:30 or so.
Yeah.
Maybe next week. Yeah.
Except it's not awkward for the concrete is.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I need to get that image up. We're still working on it.
Yeah.
But
It's just the pronunciation.
where is it? There we go. I'm gonna stop the stream.
Yeah.